this is Sonia Stover with Artsy Solutions, and welcome back to week 7 of using up scraps. So this week I decided to take some old die cut negatives and make like frames for some pockets and envelopes. So here's one of them. So this comes out, and I just have like a little stapled circle of like a journaling spot. I did the same thing with this. I just took some paper, stapled that, added some specimen things, and I'll show you throughout the video what I used. And so here's a pen that I made from a few weeks ago, a flat pen, and then I just added some ephemera. This is a journaling spot tag, just some decorations or whatever. And then so I added a rub-on transfer right here, and just did some stitching around the edges, and then I also stitched around the edge of the envelope. So this opens up, and there's a pocket here, and you can see behind here that frame, that was the die cut. That was the die cut negative. It was that I made that. And then we have some, you can put some ephemera down in here. And then this opens up. And then, so we have this, and it's double-sided. And then here's some ephemera in here. So you have a pocket here, flipping around, and then you have a pocket here. And then I just stitched around the edges. And I'm just going to show some of the things that I used in here, because I might fast forward through some of the video. So I used some stamps and stencils and some washi tape. So this is the washi tape I used by Holtz. This right here. And then the stamp I used, one of the stamps I used was the Journey Cling stamp. And which one is this? Life's Possibilities. And then the Professor 2 Cling stamp set. And I also used the clipping sticker book, and I used it on right here. And then I also used a rub-on transfer from the Dollar Tree. And then I used some of these Holtz ephemera pack. And I used the Holtz honeycomb stencil. And then I also used the stencils from the Stencils and Manila Tags collection. Roses Floral, I guess that's what that is. But yeah, so I want to show you how I made these, so let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to be making like an envelope. And I'm going to use one of these negatives that I had from a Holtz die. And I'm basically just going to cut this off, and I'm going to stitch it around the edges to here, and then I'm going to add some type of either a rub-on or some type of something to go in behind there, along with some acetate. So to get started, first what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'd taken a piece of, I had a 12 by 12 piece of Holtz paper from the Paperstash, and I cut it down to 8.5, no, not even 8.5, 8, so it's, right now it's 8 by 12. And all I'm going to do right now is, on the 12-inch side, I'm going to go ahead and score it down at 1/2 inch. Then I'm going to come over on each side of the, on the 8-inch side, And I'm going to also score both of those at a 1/2 inch. And then I'm trying to determine how, let's see, I want this to go up like this. I'm trying to figure out a way to where my numbers will show. This will be the main. I want that number 3 to show. So basically, instead of scoring it, I'm just going to fold it over to the point where I want the pattern on the paper to show. And you can do that too. And then I'm just going to fold this down to where this is going to be the top where they meet, so that it'll go like that. What I'm going to do, let's see, right here at the score mark, let me get my scissors. I don't know if you can see that. Where I scored at a 1/2 inch all the way down, where this is folded over at, and where this score line meets is where I'm going to cut. So I'm just going to cut right here on the score line. And I'm just going to come at like a little, like a slight angle, because this is going to fold in. And I'm going to do the same thing over here where this score mark is. I'm going to cut it down. Okay. I'm going to come in at the fold, and I'm going to cut in on that 1 inch mark where they meet, a 1/2 inch mark right here. And I'm going to come in at an angle, and then on this one, come in at an angle. I'm going to come over and do the exact same thing right here where it folds over. I'm going to come in at an angle, clip that, and come in at an angle, clip that. So we've got these, and these are basically going to fold in. And if you notice, I could have cut one part of it off, but I just decided to leave it together like that, because it'll kind of give it, let me fold this back so you can see what I'm talking about. When this is glued together, you'll have like I guess a gusset, if you want to call it that, when these are glued together, and you'll have like a place to put something here and in here. So anyway, now that we've got our envelope pretty much established, or how we want to fold it, I'm going to use this leftover piece of die, or a piece of negative, and all I'm just going to do is I'm just going to cut a portion of the leftover paper off of it. And I'm just going to take a little bit more of this right here off, so that it'll be pretty much even all the way around. Oh my goodness, but hopefully I don't mess it up. If I do, I can always add embellishments to cover it up. So if you ever mess up, that's the good thing, is you can add stuff to cover up your mess up. So this right here is a little thin, or kind of thin. I'm just going to trace around the area that this is going to be on. So you can get you a pencil or something. Let's see this. So we're just going to put the negative right here. And I'm just going to trace around the area of the negative, the shape of what's inside the negative. Okay, so you can pretty much see that. So I'm just going to lightly go around the edge of that and cut that out. Watch exactly where it is. Okay, so I cut that out, and this is going to become the frame to that window. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to glue just a little bit on here. I'm just going to use some art glitter glue. And then I'm going to stitch around that frame. I'm not going to add a lot because I don't want the sewing machine to get messed up. So I'm just going to stitch around. I'm just going to add this on here. I'm going to add a solid color. I guess maybe beige or even green. I think I'll use a piece of coffee paper. So I'm just going to cut. I'll just use this, a piece of coffee paper. This is coffee dyed paper. Make sure it's wide enough. And I just kind of eyeballed the size of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in behind here and I'm just going to glue this on here. So I'm just going to put some glue around the frame. And then also on the edges of the paper. I'm just going to apply it so that it's glued down. I'm just going to cut this down similar to how I had that one. And then I'm going to add this. I'm going to do the same thing with this on a piece of brown cardstock or dark cardstock, maybe black cardstock. I'm going to trace around it. And before I trace around it, I'm just going to put this in here. so I can know roughly how big of a piece of paper I'm going to need for this to get glued to. And then I'm going to cut this out in a similar manner. And then I'm going to glue this one, so this can kind of go over it like so, giving it somewhat of a lifted 3D dimension. But I want to add some acetate. So I'm just going to take some art glitter glue, and I'm just going to put just a little bit of glue in the four corners, just to kind of hold this in place. That way when I go to stitch it, it'll stay together. I'll put one of these in the middle. So I'm going to glue this down. And basically what I'm going to do is it's going to be in the center, right here. And I'm going to glue that second piece of acetate on. And it's going to be in the center. So let me just add some glue here, and here, and here, and here. And there's going to be a pocket, so I think I'm going to leave this upper part open. So now I'm going to feed this through the sewing machine, and I'm going to stitch around the edges. So I was going to put this right here. This is a completed little pocket, clear pocket that I made. I was going to put it on here, but I think it's not going to do right, because when I go to glue this on, it's not going to stay on correctly. So I've decided I'm going to stitch. I want to stitch on some more acetate over top of this, and I'm going to add maybe a little flower or something. And I think that'll do better. Okay, so I stitched around the edge. Zoom back just a little bit. Okay, and then I also stitched around the edge of the the envelope. So I think I am going to use this little rub-on transfer. Let me get a popsicle stick. Okay, so hopefully this is going to work. We're going to see. place it in the center where I'm wanting it at. Okay. Try to rub this on. I think I ended up rubbing some other stuff on here too, but that's fine. As long as I got the main part of what I was wanting, I can live with that. And I have like a little pocket. And it's transparent. So I'm going to assemble this. Okay, so I'm just going to take some art glitter glue. And I'm just going to glue these flaps down against each other. And I didn't stitch this back side because I'm not sure how I'm going to use it. I think I'll just use this as the closure. I might put something else up through here to make it more sturdy, make the closure sturdy. Okay, so I took a 3-inch circle punch and I punched out a piece of paper, Tim Holtz from the Paperstash, and there's some scraps, and I just glued it to the back of this. So since this is two-sided, you can put something here and you can also put something here. You can look at it from two different directions and you'll have two different designs. So I'm going to put this ticket here in the center of both of those. And I use the ticket punch by Fiskars. And this is going to become like it's like a tab pocket or tabbed pocket. Make sure it's centered. I'm going to flip it around and add glue to this one and glue it to that other tab. So I found these two little labels, and I'm just going to attach those to the tabs. Okay, so now we have that, our double-sided pocket. And then I just have some stuff that I can put in there, some ephemera that I found. Well, not found, but I made some. So, let's see. I think I'll put this in the front. I'll put these inside this envelope. I'm going to close the envelope up. And then some of the stuff that's in here that's blocking it, I'm going to use that as the closure. Then I have this little flat pen that I made. Let's stick that in there. And then just some other ephemera, like a little tag or whatever. Let's put these back there. And then this one, I'm going to put this one in the front. And then these in the back. I think I'll put this in the back as well. Or just put it in here. I think I'll do that. Put that right there, yeah. And basically that's it. Thought about adding some washi tape or something. I might add like a little piece of washi tape or something just to kind of give that some extra dimension or whatever, just because it's kind of bland. So I'll just take a little piece of washi tape and just, stick it to it. Well, I can open it up. There we go. Nothing major. And well, you know, I've also got like some text that I can use for good measure. I like that. Let's see, what else? Maybe I could put some text on here. I think I will. I think I'll put some text on the cover or on the flap. I'll move these out. That way when this is out, it doesn't look so, it won't look so bland. So I'll find some text to put right here. And I'm taking this out the clipping sticker book from Tim Holtz. I like this one, the flowers appear on the earth. I'll use that. I'm just going to put all this back in here. And this is basically it. So I hope that this tutorial was helpful and you got something out of it, of how to use your scraps and using your leftover negatives from your dies. And if you haven't already, you can subscribe to my channel, hit the bell, click like, share, comment, follow, subscribe. Check out my other videos and my blog and social media channel. And thanks for watching.